come along with me in part 1 of my video. This is all about preparing for the Adelaide show. And of course, part 2 will be all about being at the Adelaide show and being a vendor there. I am lucky to be there with my beautiful daughter, Emily from Honey Blue Lane. I have a small section in her stall. And of course, we're going to take you along to show you exactly what's behind the scenes. And of course, the money side of it too. Now, it is Monday night, everyone, and because I'm going to sleep at my daughter's on Tuesday night, which is tomorrow, I need to make sure everything is organised and packed for the Adelaide show. And it's not, I haven't had a chance. I've had so many orders trying to get them out the door. But anyway, I thought, look, I would just share a little behind the scenes so you can see all the organising that goes into these shows. It's not just a matter of showing up. I know lots of you already know that, but there is so much to do when you do a major event. And the Adelaide show, we will be in Adelaide for 2 weeks. So it is a really big event. So it means all orders here, all processes that I do here have to stop because there'll be no one to make them and send them out while I'm away. So anyway, there was a couple orders I needed to finish and put in the kiln. So fingers crossed the kiln gods are on my side. I know my customers will be really understanding if something goes wrong, but we don't want it to go wrong. We just want it to go right. So anyway, we have organised the kiln. So let's take a little look over here. The kiln is sitting at almost 1100 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to let that get up to 1220 and then we will switch that off, or we'll sort of lower it down a bit actually. And hopefully tomorrow night before I go to my daughter's at dinner time, I'll be able to unload it. My fingers are crossed. If not, I will leave instructions for one of my daughters, Pearl. She's pretty good, and I know she'll help me box everything up. You can see through the back door. It is black. It is nighttime. It is after dinner time. So anyway, let's go over to the other side. Let's just pack up the last few things that we want to take along to the Adelaide show. So Adelaide is about 9 hours away. So we are going to box all these up, package them up and get them all ready to take. I've already got everything boxed in that one like we just showed you a second ago. It's not bath pump molds. I know it says that on the container. But anyway, and so we've got some trinket dishes. And for this particular one at the Adelaide show, what I'm bringing is I'm actually bringing only trinket jars. So if you've ever done these kind of events, you probably know, well maybe you don't know, not everyone knows, but you have to tell them what you're going to bring, and they might say no because somebody else has something similar. So the only pottery thing I can bring is trinket trays, which is fine. I do lots of trinket trays anyway, and because it's my daughter's stall, she always gives me one shelf because that's sort of my her little thing to help me along, and I help her. So it kind of works for both of us, doesn't it? So I've got my little, these are lunch bags cut into 3s, and this is pretty much what I do. I just wrap the top around and wrap them like this, and it's nice and easy to wrap it, and then they'll sit together like that. So each one will be wrapped, and it really doesn't take that long. And it is really worth it, because if you don't, then they're just going to get broken and then there'll be nothing to sell. And then I'll be disappointed and mad with myself that I didn't go to the effort to package it properly. You could do bubble wrap and all of those sort of things, but I'm trying to be as environmentally friendly as I can. And I'm hoping once I've used most of the bubble wrap up, that I can actually purchase the honeycomb wrap and try that. Well, we'll see. And when you wrap it up, we want these to be nice and tight in the container, because if they're nice and tight in the container, the chances of them rattling and moving are pretty low, which means they're going to stay safer. So literally, that's kind of, if you can see, but you could use just brown paper or anything like that. You can use bubble wrap too if you want. So literally, we have to get going with this. And then, like I said, I'm hoping tomorrow I can organise everything in the kiln, and I'm hoping that that is ready and it's not too hot and I can take it out. And I did think, even if I took it out and it wasn't 100% ready, if I just literally took it out and then I could take it to Adelaide and wrap it and send it, because there's, there's post office there. So, and then I know that it's all done the way I like it to be done. but we will see, won't we? So keep going with this one, and I'll keep fixing this, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Now I'm on to the next lot of trinket trays. I thought I would show you some as we go along. I don't have many of the Highland cows. I actually did a live on TikTok and sold a few of them. So we have some of these little cuties, my little frog strawberry. That's my only one in pink. I actually love it in pink. So I'm thinking from now on it might be pink and not red. So that one turned out super cute. And then that is my traditional red one. So these will be super cute. And I am going to show some footage at the show because I think that might be interesting for all of you. And I will also do some lives on TikTok. So many fun things that are going to be happening at the show. And I really hope this kind of just helps people as well that may be interested in doing the show or a show. The one thing I won't be doing is bundling too much on top, because the more you just keep packing it in, you know, and putting things on top of that, it might sort of break. So don't really want to. I will put a line of bubble wrap and just put a couple of these trays on top that are kind of awkward to pack. So we might almost do those ones. Let me just fix the last few of those. Actually, this is all I've done is just got this lunch bag. I think that's $2 for 100 bags or whatever it was. I can't remember. So just get the bags like this, and I just cut 3 ways up the middle. Obviously, if you had plates or something, you might only be able to cut them in half. So yeah, you get lots of paper, don't you, for what we're doing. Anyway, so these are our other one that says Believe with my butterfly. I have a few of those. Those kind of ones people love, and they're not too hard to make. So the ones that take the longest, honestly, are the ones that I hand paint. And if I have one more person that says, oh, is that from Temu? I'm going to scream. So people always seem to think that everyone buys things from Temu and sells it, but it's not true. So, you know, it's a little bit annoying, isn't it, when you hear that? But anyway, what can we do? Nothing. So these little ones here, I'm just going to kind of wrap them like that. They're just going to sit on top. So they're really not going to jiggle too much. But just to give them a little protection, I will just wrap that and, you know, kind of sit them together. So, and these ones are going to sit in the front seat of my car anyhow, because my van is packed with my daughter's things and all the shelving that we need. So, and hopefully I can get some good footage to show you us setting it up. And, you know, I always think too, from the very first event that we did to now, you just get better all the time. You know, and the best advice I can give anyone is always be evolving on your stand. So, you know, it's really important to keep evolving. You know, often I hear people say, why aren't we selling? Or, you know, why aren't they doing well? It's usually because the stand just isn't up to scratch, to be honest. Or, you know, the display isn't displaying the products as nice as they could be. They're the things that really do bring people undone a little bit, in my opinion, from what I've definitely noticed over time. So now we've got this. I won't throw that plastic away. We will just put that in the bottom. It will give it a bit more protection again. I'm going to wrap up the rest because I have quite a few more. So I think at this show I am taking roughly about 100 trays. No, maybe more. Actually, maybe more, because the alphabet ones, I think I have 60 of those. And then these ones are just, you know, kind of random what I've done. And I do have more in the kiln, so if they're ready, we'll take them. But if they're not, you know, we'll just sell what we have. And the whole event anyway, really, honestly, is my daughter's, to help her. But I know she really wants me to sell some things, which, you know, it helps. It helps you get more materials, and it just helps you better what you're doing all the time, like learning. I'm always learning. We all always learn. So Look at this little darling. So sweet. Honestly, the one thing I found over time is people seem to love things that are whimsical. And I had somebody say to me a while ago on one of my social medias, they said, what you're making is really dumb. Who wants a childlike tray or something? Well, honestly, lots of people do. You know, like I have so many grown women that love little mushrooms, fairy things, butterflies, mushrooms, little flowers, you know. It's funny. So I always think we all sell something different. And I never really look at things as competition because, you know, we all just have a different flair, don't we, on what we're selling or... as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. I do have some like that are plainer, but generally, I'm going to be honest, they don't really sell for me because my clients are more, or customers are more into whimsical fairy things. So if you can kind of see here, that's kind of how I've done it. They're packed nice and tight. And then I will put another layer and we'll just put a paper in between. And I won't throw these out. So when we're at the show, I will keep them just in case I have to bring some back. Because usually you're not going to sell everything. You'll have to repackage some things on the way home. But the plan is to sell as much as we can, isn't it? So we will see. So let's get the last lot. Well, it's not the last lot. I also have some tiny ring dishes that I'll take us. Got lots of these ones here. So these ones here, oh, what's on that? I think I might have got a bit of clay on there. So these ones were just green. Like I said, you never know what somebody's going to love. We all like different things. So I do have some that aren't, you know, like totally childlike. But my daughter's stall as well, she sells a lot of cutesy things. So our branding really does work well together. We both have a pink brand. And, yeah, and even before I had my pottery, I do have another YouTube channel, which is my soap channel. And I've got over 20,000 followers on that one. And so, yeah, so I have done YouTube for a while. But then I decided doing pottery that maybe it would be best to open a new channel. With, you know, just pottery rather than trying to mix them. Because I first started to mix them, but then I thought, oh, people don't really want to see pottery. It's a bit annoying, and vice versa for soap and so on. So, anyway, that's why I've changed the channel. So now I also have a couple of these. We've just got some little daisy dishes, a couple like this, a little shell. I've only made one shell one, actually. More a lot like this. So we will wrap them up, and I'm really excited to see who likes what. I love this one. I only did one of that. That was my testing one. I wish I had done more of that one, but and always the bumblebees are super popular. So and to give you an idea of the price point, I have things for $5. I think $20. No, $5, $15, $20, and $25. I think that's the price. So my $5 ones are the tiny little ring dishes where they're really, really tiny. Sometimes I used to have them at $7, but I honestly found that most people didn't want to pay $7 for one. So I think maybe going forward I might not do more of those. But they're always a great thing to have at markets because something for $5, you know, a lot of kids come along and then they can buy something for $5. So it's good to have something really cheap, and it does bring people into your stall. Now, I do have a few of these, only a couple of these left. So just my little froggy ones, there's only 2 of those. So we will bring these ones along as well. Which I might just change the way I did that a little bit. We'll just slide that one in there. And if I've got room, we'll put this one in. But, you know, we don't want to damage it. It's no good forcing something and it doesn't fit. So anyway, that one will go into a different container. So I have the first container. I can actually put these little daisy ones in that at the top. I have a couple just, you know, random little ones that I was just testing. We'll sell those pretty cheap. So, because I don't love it, but I know somebody will love it. This is the thing. That's the one thing I've learnt is even when I don't like something, that doesn't mean someone else won't. So anyway, I'm going to pack up the rest of this and then I will bring you along when we actually get on the road and do some other things. Now here we are packing the car. So here is my husband, my beautiful daughter Em, and they are packing all of Em's things into my van. So we will get all of these organised. We did this a couple of days before just to try and eliminate any mess. And then of course on Tuesday night, I will be off to stay at Emily's house for the night so that we can get going to the show at 4 o'clock in the morning. So it is such a huge event to get ready for. But it's very exciting. So I hope you enjoy a bit of a journey along our video. Now, we started on our journey at 4 a.m. in the morning. So several hours later, I actually reached a town called Keith. I stopped in there in a little bookstore just to have a look for my son's girlfriend, as she loves book reading. And then, of course, I turned up to the place that we are actually leasing for a couple of weeks. And here we are at the Adelaide show setting up. There was so much to bring in. We brought in so much. We had my van full to the roof, and we also had my daughter's back of her sedan totally full, as much as we could. So it's been crazy. And now it's been a long process actually, because here we are, like I said, at the Adelaide show, sorting out what we're going to do. My daughter had the whole design and plan in her head. She knew what she wanted. So this was the exciting bit. And of course, she did bring her children along. So we're all taking turns of minding the kids for, the time so that Emily can be at the show and enjoy what she set up. So here we are, the end of setting up and the preparation. I will definitely be doing a part 2, so you'll be able to see at the show. I've spoken to Em as well, and I will give the figures, what it cost, what she made, and so on, because I think that is important for transparency, and hopefully it helps somebody else that wants to do one of these massive events. I will see you on part 2.